Angels, spiritual beings created by the hand of God, possess an incomparable power, always faithful and obedient to His will. However, among them are those whose strength is so extraordinary that they stand out above all the others. From the beginning of time, God formed a celestial army composed of beings of great power, destined to protect His creation, His grace, and paradise. Beings so powerful that they possess divine authority to fight and defeat the evil forces that roam the earth and the abyss. But over time, some angels who were originally pure and obedient fell into rebellion with uncontrollable fury, becoming entities more fearsome than the very demons who now dominate the earth. Thus, the most powerful and lethal angels have shown an unstoppable force, defying everything we know. Archangel Raphael, one of the most powerful among the celestial hosts, is known as the Angel of Healing and Protection. God entrusted him with various duties, and he is part of the 7 archangels of heaven, granting him the power to face any adversary. Raphael has the authority to carry the prayers of the righteous before God, and it was his mission to defeat the demons who rebelled against the Creator. In the sacred writings, Raphael is a prominent warrior, famous for defeating and burying one of the most terrible demons, Azazel. During a titanic battle between them, Raphael managed to overcome and bind Azazel, burying him alive in a dungeon in the desert. He covered the pit with thousands of rocks, ensuring that the demon remained chained, for God commanded him not to kill him. Azazel will be cast into the fire on the 6th day of final judgment as divine punishment. Despite the strength and malice of this demon, Raphael demonstrated his immense power by defeating him. On the other hand, Lucifer, the most beautiful angel of paradise, was God's favorite, the bearer of light, the son of the dawn. Initially, he was God's right hand in creation, bringing light to the universe. Lucifer stood out for his cunning, radiance, and unparalleled beauty, being the tallest angel ever created by God. However, his pride led him to believe that his perfection should surpass that of his Creator, desiring a throne greater than God's own. Thus began his rebellion. With great cunning, he convinced other angels that obedience to God was unjust, unleashing a great celestial battle. Although he did not win, Lucifer became the ruler of the Sen underworld, where he reigns with his army of demons dedicated to destroying divine creation. Finally, the seraphim, the most powerful of all angels, are the guardians of God's throne. These celestial beings surround God, praising his name with divine songs. They are the closest to him and the greatest worshippers. With their 6 wings, they cover their entire bodies, including their feet, to protect themselves from the intense light of God's presence. No one, except him, has the honor of seeing their faces. Their primary gift is wisdom, and they are responsible for regulating the movement of the heavens according to divine will. The cherubim are the guardians of God's glory, tasked with protecting his light and the stars, extending divine and spiritual light throughout the entire universe. These celestial beings are the guardians of the path to heavenly wisdom and the expansion of consciousness. They are described as incredibly beautiful, slender beings with 4 radiant wings. They are known for their supernatural speed, able to move from one place to another with impressive agility. Although they do not interact directly with humanity, their celestial light exerts a great influence over human beings. Furfur, one of the most well-known fallen angels, belonged to the celestial choir of the Bat Principalities. Originally, he was one of the most obedient among the celestial hosts. However, after the Great Rebellion, he was expelled from heaven and became one of the most powerful demons of the abyss, being named the Count of Hell. In his new life as a demon, Furfur dedicated himself to gathering information about the creation, both of heaven and hell. It is believed that, in time, this knowledge will be revealed in the last days. Fearsome became the king of lies and deceit, and his power continues to challenge divine truth. Asbiel, whose name means God abandoned, was a fallen angel considered the angel of ruin. In the past, Asbiel was a powerful angel whose mission was to guide humanity. His rebellion stemmed from the belief that God, like him, was an imperfect angel who abused his authority, hoarding the power of the earth and the heavens. Asbiel's fury led him to approach God's throne, questioning his decisions regarding the punishment of wrongdoers. When he did not receive satisfactory answers, Asbiel was banished from paradise. Transformed into a demon, he roams the earth seeking victims to trap and take to the abyss. Abesti, another fallen angel, is considered one of the most powerful and hostile demons of the Avernus. With formidable cunning, his primary mission is to seek revenge against God's works for all eternity. It is said that Abesti left heaven alongside Beelzebub, harboring deep resentment toward God. During his fall to earth, he lost one wing, which transformed him into a demon with a single wing. This dark being is known for hardening the Pharaoh's heart during the Exodus, using this act as a method of revenge against his creator. Abesti also has the power to control the souls of the bee, Tartarus, carrying with him the burden of his eternal hatred. Azrael, the angel of death, is one of the most feared angels among the celestial hosts. His main duty is to guide the souls of humans to their final judgment. Azrael has the authority to decide the fate of lost souls, sending them to the abyss or guiding them toward the light. His presence is so somber that his appearance is feared by all, not only because he separates the soul from the body, but because of the darkness that accompanies him. With immense power, Azrael can enter and leave heaven at will, traveling to hell to ensure that demons do not steal the souls destined for paradise. Despite the fear he inspires, Azrael continues to fulfill his divine mission, never abandoning his role in the heavens. Samael, known as the Poison of God, was one of the most powerful angels in the heavenly host. At the beginning of time, he held a position of great honor, seated beside the throne of God, alongside the 6 most powerful archangels. He was the 7th archangel, defender of the heavens, and feared for his imposing presence. This archangel is characterized by his independence, performing his duty regardless of the title he held, whether that of a man or divinity. Samael is described as the angel who revolutionized the heavens, being branded as selfish and known as the Dark Archangel. He is attributed with the ability to take human life without mercy, earning him the title of Angel of Death. He was the divine messenger sent to punish those who did not repent for their sins. For Samael, taking the breath of life was not a simple act, but a task that had to be carried out with awareness of the deeds committed throughout one's life. When God ordered the annihilation of sinners, Samael obeyed without hesitation, marking the hour of their death with relentless determination. He presented himself to sinful souls as a cold, emotionless being, carrying a long and sharp sword. The tip of that sword, sharp as a dagger, was always adorned with a crystalline drop of poison, the famed poison of God, with which he brought the lives of the wicked to an end. Samael governed the 5th heaven, where he led more than 2 million celestial angels, known as the Grigori. During creation, like many other angels, Samael experienced a profound disturbance with God's decisions. When God announced that Adam, the first man formed from the dust of the earth, would be elevated to such a position that he would be worshipped by all, Samael could not understand it. How could a human, formed from clay, attain something that not even he, an angel of higher nature, possessed? To Samael, the idea of worshipping an inferior being, a mere mortal, was madness. This revelation from God struck him like sharp daggers to his celestial pride. and his fury led him to rebel against divine decrees. Thus, Samael became a fallen angel, abandoning the heavens after defying God. His rebellion, born from his arrogance and inability to understand the divine will, relegated him to the shadows, where his power and fury continue to be feared legends throughout all the heavens. Archangel Michael holds the highest position among the archangels and is the supreme leader of the heavenly army. As the Prince of Light and commander of the divine hosts, Michael possesses the power to defend humanity both in the spiritual and physical planes, protecting us from the forces of evil and darkness. Among his attributes are the sword, symbolizing his ability to overcome negative forces, and chains, which represent his power to break all the bonds that oppress humanity. Representations of Michael often depict him holding a scale in his left hand, a sign that he is divine justice and order, destined to weigh souls on the day of final judgment. Furthermore, his mantle symbolizes his protective power over all of us. The story of Archangel Michael is deeply intertwined with humanity since the beginning of time. He is associated with the ancient Egyptian god Anubis, who also had the responsibility of weighing the hearts of those who entered the afterlife. Michael witnessed the creation of the universe, and it is believed that, along with the other 6 archangels, he contributed to the formation of the cosmos. Although his position is subordinate to God, there is an ancient legend that says that during the rebellion of the fallen angels, Michael was the one who chained them in the air so that they could watch the sky and the earth until the day of judgment, with no possibility of ever returning to paradise. As a reward for his bravery, God allowed Michael to receive the newly arrived souls, to evaluate who deserved to enter heaven and who should be sent to purgatory. In the Dead Sea Scrolls, he is known as the Prince of Light and Warrior against Darkness, a title that reflects his role as the unstoppable defender of goodness and justice. Michael is recognized as a divine warrior who tirelessly fights against the forces of Satan. The name of Michael instills fear in Lucifer, for it reminds him of the noble cry the archangel uttered during the rebellion of the angels. It was in that great battle in heaven where Michael demonstrated his strength and fidelity to God, which inspired much of the heavenly court to remain steadfast in their obedience to him. His strength and determination inspired the other angels, who joined his cry of nobility, "Who is like God?" From that moment, Michael is known as the captain of the heavenly army and the first prince of the holy city, being venerated and obeyed by all the angels.